Hey YouTube, this is Rescue Amusement Park Fan 62. Here is some Dollywood Smoky Mountain Christmas tips and tricks. Now, some of these are going to be run into each other in certain ways. Now, first, before you go to the park, know what the weather is going to do. Is it going to rain? Is it going to snow? Is it going to be cold? Is it going to be hot? Is it going to be sunny? Is it going to be cloudy? Etc., etc. Because, especially going into Craftsman's Valley, that area where it's low to the ground, um, it's lower in the mountain, I should say, gets very cold. So rides such as the Tennessee Tornado and even going up the path a little bit, Fire Chaser Express, those are typically one of the first two rides to close when it gets below a certain temperature. Now, going to Dollywood. Now, there are two different methods to get to the park. You can either park in their parking lot, which costs $25, and preferred is $41, or you can take the trolley, which is $2.50 per person. At Patriots Park. It'll take you right near the ticket booth and drop you off right there. Or if you are a Dreammore Resort guest, there is a trolley. They'll take you to a private entrance and drop you off right there, and you just go through and get in. So either is fine. Now, if you are a Dreammore Resort guest and going to Dollywood, I believe you can get tickets at the resort as well as some other things. I know you can also get Time Saver there as well, from what I've heard. I'm not entirely sure all of the aspects of what you get at the resort to Dollywood, so that is to ask them. Now, tickets are $89 or $84. I'm sorry, and then 2 days is $99. 3 days is $109. Plus tax. Now, as far as reservations are concerned, from my understanding, I'm not entirely sure how this works. I don't think you need a reservation unless the park is going to hit capacity, which right now is severe county days. So I'm not entirely sure on how the reservation system works. I will put it in the description below. But my advice is to make a reservation just in case, because depending on when you go, they could ask for it. And they have been known to turn people away who do not have it. Now, if you get there right at opening, you don't need a reservation. This is later in the day when the park is reaching capacity, from what I understand. Now, I will put in the description below about reservations and stuff, so prepare for that. Now, the next thing is rides. Now, all the rides except the water attractions are going to be open, depending on the temperature. Now, if it gets anywhere between 32 to 40 degrees, certain rides are going to close. Typically, the first two rides to close are typically Tennessee Tornado and Fire Chaser Express. Those two are always around the first two to close. Typically, when it gets really cold, or those two are typically one of the last two to open as well on mornings that the park opens, but it is still really cold. Other rides that have been known to open late are, when it is really cold, I will say, is Mystery Mine, uh, sometimes Thunderhead, depending on the temperature, and a couple others. Lightning Rod typically does open most of the time. I'm not entirely sure what its temperature is for it to close. It is around 32, 34, I think. Um, but because you go that fast, it feels a lot colder. The train does work every day as well. It is not following the ticket system that it had last year, where you had to get a ticket, like a physical like ticket thing. Uh, Apparently, it's not following that method. It's just basically first come first serve. They do have a clock near it saying the next departure. Um, uh, Shows. Now, all the shows are working. They have uh, they have 7 shows going on throughout the park. 8 if you count going to Santa. Now those shows are throughout the day. Now um, those shows do vary in times, and the theater near Lightning Rod. I can't think what the theater's name is called. Does share 2 shows together. One of them is um, Twas the Night, and then I think the other one is like an Appalachian Christmas. I hope I'm right on that. Um, so now the best thing to do to learn about show times for that day is 2 things. Either get one of the brochures when you come in the park. Those list all of the times for the shows, or download the Dollywood app on your smartphone. There you can find them on both Android and Apple. So the good part about that is you can learn the next upcoming show. Um, Now, the Santa, the basically Meet Santa, is in the same place it was last year. And if you don't know where that is, it is in the theater back near the county fair. Normally, it's in that one in county fair that looks like a barn, but unfortunately, I guess due to certain things, they could not meet those guidelines, so they put it in that theater. Now, the list for that, or the times for that, is 11 to 8. Now, probably during the weekdays, it's probably 2 to 8, if I had to guess. Um, Now, food. Now, this one is going to be hard to do, but most of the food places are going to be open. Now, I am not guaranteed they're going to be open every day, but please keep an eye out on what it is, because especially the places that have been known to close or open and then close later, it has been Aunt Granny's, uh, um, Miss Lillian's Chicken House at times, and then Granny Ogle's Ham and Beans. Um, Now, I hope those are open every day from now on, but that is, we will see. Cinnamon bread, get that as early as you can, because that line for that is extremely long. Um, as well, typically the later in the day you go and the busier the park is, the longer the line's going to be. So get that as early as you can. It does open when the park does. So try and go there as soon um, as the park opens. Now, I forgot to mention as well, they do have a rope drop, but the rope drop for this is rather unique because instead of being right there in the front, so you gather everybody, then you drop. The rope drop for like the where Lightning Rod is, the 50 section, and so forth, is going toward Craftsman's Valley. Now, I'm not entirely sure where the other rope drop is because I wasn't there, but that is one thing. They gather you there, I think, within the basically till the park opens, and then they will drop the rope. Last thing is please note there is no parade this year. I'm not entirely sure why. It's I'm not gonna even say. So, and then December. Now, as we are getting close to almost middle of November, Dollywood is closed the 15th and 16th, which is next Monday and Tuesday, the 22nd, which is the Monday after that, the 25th, which is Thanksgiving, and then the 29th and 30th. And then in December, they are only closed the 6th and 7th, 13th and 14th, and Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. After Christmas Day, they are open every day through January the 2nd. January the 2nd is their last operating day for the season. Now, they have released their calendar for next year. I believe they open up March 14th, I think, somewhere in there. I'm now, but other than that, if you go, have a great time, and let me know in the comments below if you've been, what you think. Is there anything people need to know I did not mention? Oh, by the way, as well, stuff like Dippin' Dots in them, they do typically open, but sometimes it's later in the day. It's only a handful of cards too. The one that has been known to open most of the time is the card by the Tennessee Tornado, and then sometimes the one in Wildwood Grove.